Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about interview questions that were asked in Infosys. So let us get started without wasting much time. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So before we get started, let us thank our subscriber who has shared us this question so that it can be of help for others who are watching. So the first thing is the requirement, or what is the expectation when you're going for interview. So the experience was for 4 years in Tableau and good hands-on on SQL plus ETL concepts. Now this ETL concepts is becoming little popular these days whenever you are going for Tableau interview. So make sure you are trying to cover some concepts of ETL as well. Ensure you are having some part of ETL also in your resume so that it can add some weightage because the journey of data revolves around these parts, like say data extraction, data processing, and data reporting, I would say. Just to generalize the statement. So first data will be extracted and then data will be processed according to the user requirement, and then data will be loaded, or from there we can uh, analyze or whatever we can do that. So remember these steps. So because of this only the cycle of data revolves around all of this. That is why ETL SQL are becoming very prominent in every interview that we are going to attend in future, and in 2023 also we have seen. So the first question, like we all know, was about asking about yourself, like what you have done, and also try to improvise in this aspect, because from last few months, or from last time, we are telling that we need to cover our roles and responsibilities that we have in the project. We need to talk about how have we handled requirements, what is the volume of data, what kind of challenges you have faced. Okay, what is your client, how many reports have you created. So we need to talk about all of this when we when we are asked about this question, because this is the first question that is being asked. So this is asked to know about yourself, like to find out how much of exposure you have in terms of developing reports or handling clients or deploying dashboards. So all of that, so it is very important. So try to have a crisp and very clear answer, because in every interview that we go, some will give you some time to give you this answer in brief, or some might give you like a very little time to explain about yourself. So I want you guys to be prepared in all the aspects. So that's why categorize. Whenever you are trying to prepare on this question, try to categorize like what is very important for you, like that point you definitely want to cover, irrespective of what is the amount of time that the interviewer is giving. So try to frame your statement in a way that you are covering that important point always on top, so that interviewer will listen that and feel, okay, this guy has done so and so. Like you have, like, say you have handled projects from end to end, like say from taking requirements to deploying dashboards. So that is one very commendable job. So that you point, you don't want to miss, you want to let interviewer know that. So try to prepare your statement that way, that that is coming on the top. Second is, like say you have handled clients, or yours was a client facing role. Now many interviewers or want candidates, like those candidates who have faced a client, so that they are familiar with how the work is done, and also try to prioritize your points so that you don't miss them. Okay, so that is what I would like to say here. This is very important, that's why I wanted to spend some time on this part. I hope this helped you. If it does, don't forget to comment in the comment section. Next is, how many reports have you created? Now this is one very important question, and I think you can answer this based on the comfort level that you have on the Tableau. Okay, so one is number of years you always need to keep in mind. Like say you are applying for a 4 years position, right? So on an average, if I take per year two reports also, which is like say very minimum, so 4 into 2 will become 8 dashboards, right? So 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 is the minimum count we can go with. Okay, so it can always be more or it can always be less, but try to have a clear picture like what is the answer that you are going to give when you get this type of question. And it is very common, we have seen in last year also that this question was asked many times in many interviews. Okay, so have a answer prepared. So you can of this, like say you are telling you want to give a good number, you can tell them that you have created 25 dashboards, of them many were very somewhere basic dashboards, somewhere medium complex, or somewhere complex, like that you can categorize them. Okay, like say I will say 10 dashboards were easy and straightforward or cross tab reports, or the 4 to 5 dashboards were very design friendly, we had a very standard design, like that. So that type of things you can add here whenever you are talking about number of reports you have created. So when I'm saying number of reports, also have what kind of dashboards you have created. This is very important. And names of your dashboards. So this is very important. This is where interviewer can find you, like if you are unable to answer what is the name of your dashboard, gone. Okay, so try to keep names for your dashboards. Okay, so whenever you are creating, so if you are someone who is working in real time, you will obviously answer. If you don't have ready answer, try to list down somewhere where you can remember what are the different dashboards you have created, so that it might help you when the interviewer is asking you. Like you can say, I have created drill down dashboard, I have created a data dictionary, I have created a assessment dashboard, or I have created HR analytics dashboard. So these all will help you in answering this type of question. Okay, so next is, what is the function to get today's date in Tableau? Okay, so this is an interesting question, let us say. So if I go to Tableau, we have two date functions that can help us in getting today's date. Okay, so if you know, you can comment in the comment section. One is today and the other one is now. Okay, and again sometimes you might also get question like, what is the difference between today and now? So one is with the timestamp and other one is without the timestamp. So today, when I use this today function, will give today's date, but that will be without a timestamp. Okay, so that point you need to understand here. Okay, but same likewise, if I'm trying to use now function, it will be with a timestamp. Okay, so this difference you need to understand here. Okay, so based on the use case or based on the scenario, sometimes you can use now and today. So I'm just writing now and today. Okay, so what is, see here already he has asked in the next question. Okay, so between now and today, so what is dual axis and blended action? Again, another important question. So whenever you are working with multiple measures, we have two concepts here where we can use the view. Okay, so I'm just taking my order date here. Okay, and I'm taking my sales measure. Okay, I have I'm just trying to create a bar chart here. I got bar chart here, right? So I'm just adding another measure, like say profit. Okay, and I'm just dragging it right. Now these are two different axes for me, right? So one is for sales and another one is for profit. Whenever I want to merge these two measures together, okay, I can use a concept of dual axis. Click on this second measure that you have, and you will see an option called as dual axis. Now there is one axis on the left and there is another axis on the right, which is the concept of dual axis. So always remember one important point whenever you are using dual axis, that is synchronizing the axis. Right click on this and click on synchronize. So this is how we can use. The second one is I'm just removing this, and again I'm taking and just simply dragging and dropping on this. So this is a combined axis for me. Okay, and not a dual axis concept. So here if you see we got measure values. Earlier we had a different thing, like say two of these measures profit and sales were on the rows itself, and we merged to them and it looked like they are connected. So that difference you need to understand and remember whenever you are talking about dual axis and blended axis. So what is parameter? How is parameter used in your project? Now this is one very important concept for any Tableau developer or in any project that you take. So there are multiple scenarios that we can do with the parameter. So I want you guys to be prepared with this answer. At least have 10 scenarios in your mind. Okay, like say sheet swapping we have seen, sheet swapping, YTD, MTD, all of these calculations that you want to do, we can do it with parameter, date filters. So top end calculations, filtering. So we can use parameters for n number of ways or in n number of ways. So try to have scenarios. I think we have a specific video on parameters. I'll try to post that in the description here. Maybe you can watch that. Okay, but it is very important that we are aware of how these different scenarios can be implemented using parameter. Now this is very, like say, must know question for every interview that you're going to do, because in every project we deploy or we use at least one type of parameter scenario. So that is why the more number of scenarios that the better it will be. So there can also be a situation where the team might ask you to create a dashboard or implement a parameter scenario. So that time I don't want you guys to be dumb stuck and you we are unable to do anything. So remembering this will help you in those type of critical situations. Okay, so how do you improve dashboard performance? What are the steps that you will take? Okay, so this is like a very important thing. Load time is always very important. Load time. So load time means after connecting your dashboard to server, how much time is it taking to load the values, to load the charts and all. So okay, so how can we improve? So first thing is we need to manage our data. Okay, so like how is your data? So is it like say the volume is more or less? How frequent is your data refreshing? Okay, so based on that we can decide whether we want to go with live or extract. Okay, and then limiting the data, one very important and prominent steps. Okay, handling your joins. Okay, so if you have multiple joins, again, make sure are they really necessary? Why do we need to handle those joins in Tableau? Can we do it at a SQL level? All of that. So that will definitely improve the performance of your Tableau report if you are creating a view on top of that and using that view directly. Okay, next is cleanup of your unwanted cleanup of unwanted data, worksheets, calculations and dashboard. So it often happens that whenever we are creating dashboards, we will create some test calculations, we will create some test worksheets, we will create some test dashboards. So when you are finally publishing your dashboard to server, make sure that you are removing all of this unnecessary data from that particular workbook. Okay, example is if you go to Tableau, we have just created one, a junk calculation called as a question here. Now this might not be required as a part of your project or your dashboard. You might not be using that, so in that case you don't need it. Okay, so you can remove or delete those type of situation fields from the view that can improve. So and try to have integer type of calculations than string calculations. Again, that might improve the performance. Integer type calculations preferred over string, because integer performs better. So these are the ways where we can improve the performance of our dashboard. And also here you can break down your complex dashboard into parts so that they load better. Apart from that, here in the latest version of Tableau, we also have an option called as, if you go to server, we have an option called as run optimizer. So when you run that, it will show you where are the problems, or are there any issues with the dashboard and all. So based on that, you can check if everything is fine or not, and you can take necessary actions. So that is something that we can do to improve the performance of our Tableau dashboard. Okay, and same way you can answer it here. So next is difference between rank and index. So this is often very confused question. Index is just like generating row numbers for the number of rows available, whereas rank is based on a particular measure that you want to rank them. Like say a salary, I want to rank. Okay, so based then I can use rank function to do that. Like say, just let me cover it. I'll just remove the sales. Now if I use rank function here, rank of sum of sales I'm using, comma descending I'm using. So if I use it here, you will see how the rank is being generated. Okay, so we have 4 to 5 types of ranks here. So you can talk about all of these rank functions if they are used. Okay, rank, dense rank, modified rank, rank percentile, and rank unique. So it is all dependent on how you want your rank numbers to be repeated or generated when you have multiple values, or when you have same values in place. Okay, like say you have got the salary as same, how do you want the rank number to be generated? Based on that, we can use this different types of rank functions. Okay, you can comment in the comment section if you need a specific video on this. I can show you practically how this are helping here. Okay, so that's about rank function. And row number is sorry, index is generally a standard number that will generate row. Okay, it is giving us 1 2 3 4 and all. So this is irrespective of the order you see here. Okay, even if I sort it, that will still remain 1 2 3 4 only, whereas rank is based on specific measure here. Okay, so that thing we need to keep in mind. So that's about your index and numbers. How to color only grand total part in Tableau? Now this is something that is very important, and sometimes they can ask you in practical question as well. So for that sake, I'm just trying to create a value or a view here so that we can do here. I'm taking sales here and dropping here, and maybe I want to add totals here. Okay, now I just want to color this total part here. Okay, so maybe we can go to worksheet, sorry, formatting. I'm going, I want to do shading. So here under shading, you see total part. I think from here we can color it. Yep. See. So this way we can color only the total part in the worksheet. Sometimes user might specifically want to highlight only the total part. Okay, so you can tell how we can do that. So maybe you can talk about how to navigate from here and there, from formatting, go to shading option, and under that shading, now we have total option. We can use that option to color only the total part. So that is how we can answer this question. How do you schedule a workbook in Tableau after publishing? So after you publish uh, reports to your server, we will have an option to schedule. From there we can do it. Maybe I do not have server open, otherwise I would have shown you, but do let me know if at all you want me to create a video on how to schedule a workbook or a report. I'll definitely do that. So write a query to find out duplicate records. Okay, so maybe you can comment me this answer. Let us see how many of them will get this right. Okay, so very important and interesting question. How will we get the correct answer? I'll try to pin it in the comment section so that everyone will know. Okay, how to find duplicate records in your database. Maybe this you can try using SQL. Okay, so in Tableau by default it will give you only the unique records whenever you are trying to pull. Like say I'm trying to get order ID. So by default this is all unique numbers here. Okay, so that thing you need to remember. So this order ID might be repeated for multiple products. That is a different thing. But when I'm trying to pull it, it is like select a distinct order ID from your table name. That is how it works here. Okay, maybe this point also you can remember. Sometimes they might ask you to trick you uh, and see if you know the concept here. So different between window function and aggregate functions. So like window functions, we have window max, min, average, all of this type of functions we have in window functions, whereas aggregate functions are like common, like sum, average, same, min, max, and all. So aggregate functions will work on the overall level, like the total values. On the total values it will try to give you at a sum of sales or average of sales or minimum of sales or max of sales within. Whereas window max, window min, or window average is based on the window here. Like whatever is there on that particular window, it will work and it will give you the minimum or maximum value, like that. Okay, so again, difference between a join and a union. So join is when you want to bring in data from multiple tables. Okay, and union is maybe you want to get the data from multiple files. So what is the difference concept here? So when you are joining, like say in table A, I have column, like say column 1, column 2, and in table B, I have column 3 and column 4. So when you are doing a join, we can bring in all this column 1, column 2, or column 3 and column 4, or only those we need. So, and we need to have one common column here. So I'm just writing column 2 here, because for a join condition to work well, we need to have at least one common condition or one common column so that we can join based on that. So there are different types of joins here. We can also talk about that when you get this question: left to join, right to join, outer join, and inner join. So how the data will affect based on the different joins, that is also a must to know thing whenever we are talking about joins. Next is a union. Union is always like say merging of data. Like say I have two columns, column 1 and column 2. And again, I'm bringing column 1 and column 2 based on a different criteria, or uh, like this. So in this, I have 10 records, and in this also, I have 10 records. So when I merge them, I will get 20 records. Okay. So what we need to ensure here is the file structure should be same. The column, uh, whatever the order you are following should be same, then only union will work well. Okay, again union is there and union all is there. There are two options, one will remove duplicates and one will not. Okay, so you can talk about all of those 3 to 4 points that we discuss in joins and union whenever you get this question. Okay, so I think that's it from my side in this video. I hope this video has helped you. If it does, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and comment as a must. Let See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and have a good day.